This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. If you're watching us on YouTube at 5 in 10 on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Please click the bell for notifications and then stick around after the break because we'll tell you how to make sure we never get canceled. Always a possibility. We're still coming to you from Madison, Indiana. Again, we are on vacation this week, so this will be an abbreviated program, trying not to take time away from family while we're here, but also wanting to address some of the big issues of the day. And of course, this week, one of the big issues is Israel, which really popped at the top of the news priority list this weekend with the rescue of those 4 hostages who'd been held in Gaza for 8 months, among the 130 who had not yet been returned home. CENTCOM, United States Military Central Command, felt it necessary to issue a statement Monday denying any responsibility for that rescue. Now, why did they do that? Because, as I said yesterday, an image being shared on social media showed the helicopter taking the hostages from the beach in Gaza back to Israel with the aid pier built by the U.S. Army in the background, that $320 million aid pier, which led some to jumping to conclusions that the U.S. military must have provided logistical support to the Israeli military in this rescue. And then Hamas and Islamic Jihad then declaring that pier and U.S. Army personnel fair game because they helped rescue these 4 Israeli hostages, which led to at least 100 fatalities. Some claim as many as 250 Palestinian Arabs killed, as many as 400 wounded. So CENTCOM issued a statement saying, no, look, hey, we know that rescuing hostages from terrorists is controversial, but we had nothing to do with it. Frankly, that's humiliating. Whoever authorized this in the Pentagon should be ashamed. You would think that rescuing civilians captured and held under abominable conditions for 8 months by a terrorist organization, that their rescue would be something to celebrate and take credit for. But no. United States military this week officially denying responsibility because they don't want to deal with the blowback from Hamas and Islamic Jihad and the political blowback from Islamic voters in the swing state of Michigan in the November election. Joe Biden values his reelection more than he values the lives of Israelis. And of course, we are living in a world in which the rescue of those hostages is considered genocide. Submitted as evidence, a pair of United Nations special rapporteurs Saturday criticizing the Israeli military's rescue operation, saying it had caused too many civilian casualties and that its tactics were illegitimate. Specifically, Francesca Albanese, who's the UN Special Rapporteur for Palestinian-controlled territories, posted to X that she was relieved 4 hostages had been released. However, she went on to state that the operation, and I quote, should not have come at the expense of at least 200 Palestinians, including children, killed and over 400 injured by Israel and allegedly foreign soldiers while perfidiously hiding in an aid truck, end quote. All right, let's address this. First of all, the hostages were not released. They were not released. Hamas fought viciously to keep those hostages. The young lady released, Noah Argamani, apparently her rescue team was able to get in and get out without alerting the guards. No firefight there. But the other 3 were in another building about 220 yards away. The guards there were alerted. A firefight broke out. Hamas terrorists came to the scene. Automatic weapons, rocket-propelled grenades. In fact, some of those RPGs may be responsible. In fact, it's likely they're responsible for at least some of the injuries and deaths of Palestinian Arabs during this exchange of fire, while the IDF, Shin Bet, and Israeli police troops tried to extricate themselves and exfiltrate the Gaza Strip. Anyway, bottom line, not released. They were rescued. Secondly, as I said yesterday, whenever somebody issues a statement like this, everything before the but or the however, you can ignore because she didn't really mean it. She is not relieved that the Israeli hostages were rescued. She's upset that Israel managed to rescue these people. And in the exchange, sadly, Palestinian civilian civilian human shields were injured and killed. The reason Palestinian Arabs were injured and killed, civilian Arabs were killed during this firefight, is because Hamas put the Israeli hostages, specifically placed them in civilian neighborhoods in private homes. As I said before, Hamas benefits when its people, its countrymen, who they supposedly represent, are injured and killed, because they can use the images of women and children caught in the crossfire between their soldiers and the IDF to marshal world opinion against Israel. And that's exactly what's happening. According to this kind of logic, as soon as the Israeli hostages were placed in private homes where there was any risk at all of a civilian Arab being killed, the hostages were off limits. There is no way to morally or legally rescue them, according to this kind of logic. Now, and that word perfidiously, it refers to a word perfidy, which has a legal connotation. Under international law, perfidy is when soldiers conceal themselves, disguise themselves as civilians when going into battle, because it increases the risk of innocent civilians being injured or killed. That's not what happened here. The Israelis, yes, used subterfuge. They concealed themselves as aid workers to infiltrate the neighborhood in Gaza, the civilian neighborhood, the private homes where the Israeli hostages were being held. They were not there to engage with Hamas if they could help it. They wanted to rescue the hostages and get out. But this word has a long history connected to anti-Semitism. In the Roman Catholic Church, the phrase perfidious Jews was part of the Roman Catholic Catechism, official prayers in the Roman Catholic Church for centuries. The language only changed within the last couple of centuries. So the term perfidious Jew, hate to use the phrase, but dare we call it a dog whistle to other anti-Semites? And now the cry that this was a war crime, the rescue of these hostages is a war crime, is now circulating even among American Christians. I will say again, as I said to CENTCOM, you should be ashamed. But this is the world in which we live, and we should not be surprised that the enemy would target the people who currently occupy the land that God had decreed as the place where he would dwell forever. Set aside what you think about Benjamin Netanyahu, Benny Gantz, Yair Lapid, Naftali Bennett, any aspect of Israeli politics. That's irrelevant to this discussion. The fact is, you have a group, Hamas, representing the Muslim Brotherhood, a religious organization dedicated to restoring the caliphate and then taking victorious global jihad to the ends of the earth. Beginning with Israel, because again, that is God's Mount of Assembly, his Har Moed, the Hebrew phrase behind the term Armageddon, that's Jerusalem. That's at the heart of all of this. And it would be true regardless of whether it was held by Israel or if the Crusaders were still controlling the Holy Land 1,000 years after the Crusades. That's what's going on here. That's why the world is marshaling against Israel. I'll tell you, a year ago, I would not have foreseen a situation, a confluence of political events that would draw the world together at some point to come together in battle against Israel. But you can see in what's going on right now, the seeds of such an event. All it will take is a dynamic global leader to rise up and say, the Israelis have gone too far. And then we're on the road to Armageddon. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about the new book by Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis. Are UFOs real or hokum, to use his words? And how you can guarantee Skywatch TV never gets canceled again. Straight ahead on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a quick break to tell you how you can get your copy of both of these incredible new works in The Out of This World and Gate of the Gods special offer. When you order this incredible offer from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Out of This World: Are UFOs Aliens, Spirits, or Pure Hokum? By Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, that exposes the faults in both the science and theology regarding the existence of UFOs. The very real possibility that UFOs are manned by extraterrestrial beings much smarter and far more spiritual than humans that are preparing to deceive mankind as we approach the biblical end times. The recent surge of UFO activity all around the globe, and why Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis is calling for Project UFO, a national strategy to determine if we face an existential threat, and so much more. But that's not all. You'll also receive Gate of the Gods, Revelation, the Messiah, and the Second Coming of Babylon by Tyler Gilreath, that brings to life the war between Jesus Christ and the power of darkness as illuminated in the book of Revelation. A cosmic end-time struggle between the Hebrew king of promise and the Old Testament gods of Babylon. The hidden Babylonian framework in the book of Revelation that can only be seen through ancient Near Eastern eyes. Unmasking Babylon the Great, and more. Also included in this must-have special offer for a very limited time, Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis's best-selling book, Give Me Liberty, Not Marxism, and his book, Kings of the East: China's Plan to Eliminate America and Impose a Communist World Order. All of these items hold a retail value of $84. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Out of This World and Gate of the Gods special offer right now.
This week on Skywatch TV, UFOs and their relation to end times Bible prophecy. Sounds fringe, sounds way out there. It's not. Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, who is uniquely positioned with insights into how the Pentagon works, talking about UFOs. Are they real? Are they spirits? Are they demons? Is it just a hoax? His new book, Out of This World, the subject of discussion on this week's Skywatch TV. You can watch the program right now at our website. All of our video content is always there, skywatchtv.com. Also available at our Roku and Apple TV channels. Make sure you've got the Skywatch TV app for Roku and Apple TV. You can also catch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule on our partner Christian network, skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch it over the interwebs, rumble.com/skywatchtv. We're back with the main show on YouTube, youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision. But better yet, guarantee we never get canceled by taking a minute and downloading our free mobile app for smartphone or tablet, iOS, Android, Amazon, Kindle Fire. All of our video content comes straight to you and bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech and social media. It is free. You'll find links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. Speaking of social media, keep up with 5 in 10 on X at 5 in 10. Also YouTube at 5_in_10. And again, click that bell for notifications. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.